Welcome to the topic of Introduction to GenAI. Let's cover some basics. What is GenAI? Generative AI or GenAI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create new content such as text, images, videos, and even music. Unlike traditional AI, which is designed to perform specific tasks like identifying objects in images or predicting the weather, GenAI can create content by learning patterns from vast amounts of data. Think of it as a machine or a machine model which is created for you and which can generate text, images, or videos based on the instructions given to this machine or model of a machine. Now, you really don't need to understand how exactly this machine is built. Do we need to understand how the car was built to actually drive the car? We just need to understand how to turn the steering wheel, when to press the accelerator, and when to press the brake pads. And we are then good at driving this machine called as the car. Same thing here. We need to understand how to give correct instructions to this GenAI machine, and we are good. But just to give you a sneak peek under the hood, this GenAI machine is called Large Language Model or LLM. It is essentially a computer neural network model or a deep learning model trained on massive data sets that contains text from books, articles, websites, and more. The goal of training an LLM is for it to understand human language, both its structure and meaning. This allows the model to generate new sentences or paragraphs in response to user interactions. When you interact with an LLM, such as asking it a question, or we can call it prompting the LLM, it generates a response by analyzing your input and using the patterns it has learned from training data. It can generate large forms of data, like it can do summarization, it can answer questions, can create images, even videos and music. Important thing to note is that GenAI machine doesn't merely copy text from what it has learned before. In fact, once the GenAI model is trained on the dataset, as you can see here, it doesn't have access to that dataset. So GenAI actually generates novel content. It creates something totally new. That's the beauty of it. Now, LLMs use something called as transformer architecture. This is an advanced deep learning architecture which was based on a 2017 paper by Google researchers titled Attention is All You Need. Basically, the model weighs the importance of different parts of input sentence and then processes the information. Imagine it is like focusing on specific words in the sentence and then it understands the overall meaning of the sentence. I think that is sufficient for now. If anyone is interested in detailed technology behind GenAI, we are coming up with courses which will address that. But for this particular course, let us focus on driving the car rather than what is under the hood. Now, LLMs are not only good at understanding and generating text, but also understanding and generating images and videos as well. Hence, the GenAI models are called multimodal models, not only large language models, but multimodal models due to their ability to understand different modes of information. One thing also to note is that transformer architecture is one of the architecture used. There are some other architectures, let's say for image generation, there are technologies like generative adversarial networks or GANs or diffusion models which are used. Again, these technology details are good to know, but not necessary to actually operate the GenAI machine. But one important thing to understand is that interaction with GenAI machine is always stateless. Let me explain. So each question you ask the GenAI model, let's start calling it as a model, not a machine anymore. So each question you ask the model, it's on its own. The model doesn't have any reference to your previous interaction. This is very important to remember. It is like a vending machine where you insert a coin, put in an item number, and you get what you want. Machine doesn't know what you ordered before or what you're going to order next. So each interaction with the LLM is on its own. Now, some of you will immediately think of your ChatGPT or Gemini experience and wonder Why is that you are able to maintain a conversation where the LLM knows what you have asked before? And the reason is because there is an application, example, the ChatGPT application, which is built in front of the LLM. And this application has access to the memory of all your previous interaction. So what it does is it combines all your previous interactions with your latest instruction and then passes that to the LLM. So you feel as if it is a continuous conversation with the LLM. But now you know behind the scenes, LLM in themselves are stateless. That is, each interaction with the LLM is a new interaction without the knowledge of previous interactions. All right. So to summarize, in this lecture we explored what GenAI is and how it works. We learned that heart of the GenAI machine is LLM, or the large language model, which is trained on massive data sets to understand and generate human language. These LLMs have multimodal capabilities. They can process text, images, audio, and video. And most importantly, they are stateless by nature. But they can provide contextual answers in a conversation due to an application which is in front of them, which has references to past interactions. In our next lecture, we will dive into the current state of GenAI, exploring the available models and what they can do.